Okay, and we are live. Are you guys ready for Iconic TV? Are you already ready for the $100,000 in 100 days? And that's what we're talking about. I have a very special offer for you guys today. That's not going to cost you a penny. Don't worry. Don't freak out. Not selling you anything today, but I am selling you on the fact that you need to add an extra $100,000 into your bank account by the end of the year. So who's up for that? I already see some hearts and loves and smiley faces and yeses. Fantastic. Welcome to Iconic TV. I'm Dr. Connie Scavella. I am your host, and I also founded the Iconic Entrepreneur Movement. I'm a I'm a 4-time #1 best-selling author. I've built 5 multi-million-dollar companies, international speaker. My specialness is I'm a business growth strategist. I'm an expert at turning your business around. So we do it fast, and we do it without any pain, without the chaos, and without the financial loss that usually happens when you're trying to scale your business really fast. So we talked 2 weeks ago about blitz scaling, how you can do that. It's a really fast way to scale, and we did it. But a lot of people aren't ready for that. Your business is not at the size that you can do that. You're not over and well into the 6 figures or 7 figures. And so you need to scale your business in a different way. And I'm going to teach you that way today. And that's called the singularity effect. Okay, the singularity effect. And here's why you're going to love this. This is all about micro changes, little tiny things that you can do that will have a macro impact, a huge impact on your business. And I guarantee it. In fact, as you can see down below, I am going to invite you to challenge me. I'm putting up a guarantee that I bet you I can find $100,000 revenue in your business in 45 minutes of time. And I promise you, if you see that, if you know what to actually focus on, if you know those micro changes you need to do, you can have a macro impact. Why are we doing this now? Because in 3 days' time, there's only 100 days left in the year, 100 days. And a lot can happen in 100 days. But look back at the last 100 days. Did a lot not happen? Did you not grow your business? Did you not get enough new clients? See, our thing here is that if you follow our 4 steps, you should have 10 clients, high ticket clients, meaning over $5,000 for that offer in 90 days. So if you have 10 of those, that's 50,000. That's 50,000 in 90 days. Well, we're upping it today because we have to hurry. There's only 100 days left in the year, and I need you to hurry up and get there, okay? I'm going to show you the actual guarantee. I'm going to show you exactly what I will do and how I will do it, and then you can see me do it, and you can decide if it's worth 45 minutes of your time to see how I can pull out $100,000 out of your business this year. Okay, so if you're ready, give me a yes or a heck yes. And by the way, hey, if you're new here, go ahead. We invited a bunch of new people into our group, The Iconic Entrepreneur. If you are new, click up above. There's a link for StreamYard and you can come in. If you're watching me on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button because last year my whole YouTube channel with over 250,000 subscribers disappeared. And we had to start from scratch. It's really sad, but we're still doing it. Okay, so everything is going back up. And so if you're watching me on YouTube, please subscribe. But the most important thing is that if you're somewhere, I can't always see your comments. So come into the iconicentrepreneur.group.com, and then I can see your comments. I have a great team here. I have Sandy and Della and Angie, and they are here to get you connected to all the resources that we have for you today. And if you're brand new, I want to know who's brand new. Just go ahead and type the number 1. You don't have to stand up and introduce yourself, but you can if you want to. Just say, I'm new, or type number 1. That's your first time. And we have an iconic welcome gift for you. All right. And if you've been here before, I love you. Okay. If you've been here before, send me some love. I'm sending you some love. And thank you for being back here. You type the word pro down below, so I know who my pros are and who is new here for the first time. So are you guys ready to get going? I have a lot to show you in a very, very condensed period of time. And what we're talking about is one of my favorite topics, which is making a lot of money in a very short period of time. The reason this is so important, because usually what people do is they make a little bit of money in a very long period of time. And we're going to flip the script, right? We're going to turn that process upside down. I want you to make a lot of money in a short period of time so that you can repeat it again and again and again. What does that mean? That means you get to clap, right? So let's go ahead and look at this. Is what we are talking about, right? How to earn $100,000 in 100 days. And if you want the replay, we've got a replay for you. If you're missing some of it, all of it, the beginning, the end, let me know. We will get you the replay because you are here so you can watch it. Otherwise, I don't have it available. All you have to do is check your messages afterwards. Type #replay, check with my team, and they will go ahead and send you a message and get you the link to the replay. Okay. And you're doing this with one simple offer. Here's the amazing thing. Most people do what? They say if you want to scale your business, you have to scale your offers. You have to put a whole bunch of things out there. More offers, more offers, more offers. Guess what? It's absolutely the wrong way to do it, but it is the right way to burn out. So we don't believe in burnout. We believe in the 5-hour workday and the 5-day work week. We don't work weekends and still make $1 million in our business. So if you'd like to make $100,000 in a week rather than $100,000 in a year, you are in the right place. But right now, we just want to make you $100,000 in the next 7 days. I promise you, I will show you today exactly how it works. And I will show you in 45 minutes, not today. I'll hop on a call with you. And in 45 minutes, I will go on a deep dive into your business. I'll look at all these aspects of your business. I'll show you exactly what I'm going to be looking at. And then you will have $100,000 sitting there waiting for you to use. Okay. So if you want that, just hold tight because I got to first explain the concept and then I'm going to show you, because some of you won't book a call with me. You'll think, oh no, she's up to something. I'm not going to be up to anything on that call. I'm going to show you exactly where that $100,000 sits in your business so you can open it, open the safe, get in there, right? Use it and have an amazing Christmas, okay? At least New Year's, if you got a little extra week that you need to pile that on it, okay? So we're talking about this today, and it's with one simple offer. What I'm going to show you is the singularity effect. We're the only one that teaches it. I do have even a book out on that, okay? So let's get started. Here's the agenda, what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the tools, going to show you the framework, the recipe that you need, and the plan, the exact plan of how to do this, okay? And you can get your strategic plan at any point. Just type #profit if you want that. This is my guarantee that if you give me 45 minutes, I will find $100,000 in your business that you can pull out right now without spending one penny on ads. I know what a lot of you are thinking. Yeah, anybody can make $100,000 if you spend $200,000 on ads, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking no ads, no extra marketing spend. Okay. Does that sound good? Ads work. They're great. If you have $10,000 to $15,000 a month coming in your business, go for it. Use ads. They will quadruple sometimes your effectiveness if you know how to do them. Okay. If you don't, you can come to us. We have an ad agency. We can help you out. That's not what I'm talking about today, though. Okay. I'm talking about raw, organic $100,000 bills, right? That are coming out without you spending money to get them. Okay. So that's the promise. That's my guarantee. And I'm going to show you exactly what that will look like. Okay. Again, if you're just getting here, type hashtag replay now. If you missed the beginning, or if you missed the end where I'm going to show you the whole $100,000 guaranteed process. So what does this actually mean? Okay. It means that for the next 100 days, you're going to earn $1,000 a day. How would you like that, right? Did you earn $1,000 yesterday, or Saturday, or Sunday, or last Friday, or all of last week? Did you earn 1,000? Last month, did you even earn 1,000? How about $1,000 every single day? I just want you to let that sink in. Like, you wake up in the morning and you look, you all look at your phones first, right? And you look at your phone, there's an extra $1,000. And you look again, there's an extra 1,000 the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So just think, by Friday, you're going to have $4,000 in your bank account. That's cool, right? Just because you're here, right? That's what I want you to understand. A lot of you might think that $100,000 in 100 days is too big. You think it's too hard. It's not like 75 hard, if you know what that means. This isn't that, okay? It's just simple steps. Everything we do is in 4 steps, okay? And so that's how simple it is to do. All right. Sound good so far? Who's scared? Who's excited? Where are you guys here from? Also, tell me where you're here from. Tell me if you love the idea. If you love the idea, type 100K, because I want to know you love the idea. If you're scared, let me know. If you think I'm totally full of it, type BS. Okay. It's okay. I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. I see a lot of profit. Okay. I love it. So yeah, remember, revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. So let's go ahead and keep going. So here's what we're going to do. $1,000 a day. That's all you have to think about. If that $100,000 is too much for you to think about, but it is cool, right? Think about this. You can do more in the next 100 days than you did in the previous 200 some days. Okay. So what does all of this mean? You've got this in a nutshell. If I boil it all down, it's leverage. That's your tool, right? Think about a lever. That's the tool that we need to implement. And there are 4 different types of leverage. Okay. You can leverage capital. You can leverage labor. You can leverage code, and you can leverage media. Okay. Those are the 4 types. Okay. Now, within that, there's actually kind of a breakdown of 2 different types. Okay. And I'm going to show you those in a second. But let's look at these 4, because this is where you're going to be focused to get this $100,000. Capital. Where can you get capital? Who can pump capital into your business? Okay. Could it be from different methods like sponsorships, or could it be partnerships or strategic alliances or something like that? That could be a way to do it. But here's one of the best ways to do it is by looking at compounding. Now, pay attention to this one here. Okay, this is very important, because when I show you how we're going to do it for you, you will see why this is amazing. Okay, you've heard of this, right? If you start with a penny, right? What would you rather have? $100,000 right now, or a penny that you can double every single day for the next 30 days? Take the penny, right? Because this is the magic of compounding. If you take that penny and every single day for the next 30 days, you say you double the amount and you double the amount and you double the amount, you end up with over $5.3 million. That's 30 days. Imagine what would happen in 90 days. Okay, I didn't do the math. You're going to have to ask Alexa for that. Okay, so compounding is who called it like the eighth wonder of the world? Okay, because it's amazing. It will get you so much, and it's little amounts. And this is the singularity effect that I'm teaching you today. Okay, this is how you're going to get 100,000 in 100 days. And how many 100 days of this are there in a year? You could at least do this 3 times. Okay, at least 3 times. Imagine you'll get better every time. The amount would go up. But what if you did this 3 times in 1 year? That's $300,000. What is that worth to you? Like, for sitting here or hopping on a call with me for 45 minutes so I can show you where you're missing the money, that's worth in a year $300,000 at least for you. And I'm going to show you an exact amount of what it's worth to you. Okay, so you can leverage this capital by compounding. Okay, now the other way you can leverage is with labor. Okay, so it doesn't have to be all you. You can go out and use other people's efforts, other people's time, other people's intelligence. And that's so important. We always talk about taking you from 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year. We do it all day long, every day of the year. And you can't do it by yourself. You do need other people. Okay, so keep that in mind. You need other people to do this leverage. And again, if you just got here, I'm going to show you how I guarantee these results in less than an hour. And that's the clock, right? I'm going to show you the process, how it works in 45 minutes. You find $100,000 in your business that you can turn that into $100,000 within 100 days. It's going to be super cool. What is the next piece of leverage is media platforms. You've got to be able to leverage the media. We're doing it right now. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, right? We're on LinkedIn. We are everywhere. So how are you leveraging media and using that with the others, with capital and compounding? Are you using it? Are you using it the right way? How many of you are just being used by media versus using media? So we can show you how to turn that around. That's going to be one of the assessments that I'm going to show you on how we find $100,000 in your business in 45 minutes. So this is going to be one of the ways. Now, let's take a look, because I'm going to show you, just like that clock, right? You saw that clock has 12 little hour markers. Remember that. I'm going to show you. Well, what's the last way? Code, technology. Okay, and this is where we come in. So you can use different coding, right? If you know code, or you can know someone who knows code. I think in about 2 weeks, we're going to unveil our complete AI system. So you can do everything with AI in one spot for less than an Amazon shopping day. Not even that much, but super cheap. Okay, you know we don't do anything cheap. We're high ticket. But this I made so affordable for everyone. If you're curious, just write #code. But it's not coming out for 2 weeks, so we're still finalizing the testing. So code is another way that you can leverage, right? And you can speed things up, and you can reduce your labor costs and labor effects. Okay, so again, 100K in 100 days. If you need the replay, please let us know. Just type replay, and my team will help you. If you already know, yeah, I want $1,000 a day, show me how to do it. Just type #call if you do want to call. We'll just spend 10 minutes with you, get you the clarity that you're looking for, and then you can move forward. So the next thing that you have to know is the framework, okay? Because we showed you the 4 leverage tools, and there's permission-based and permission-less. So the capital and the labor are permission-based, right? You need to get permission for those. But the other 2, media and code, are permission-less. And that's why we're going to show you how to do that even more so in 2 weeks. Now, the 4S framework is important too. So how do you take advantage of this? Okay, what are you going to change, and what is the process? You need a framework, a process to make these changes, because if you haven't made $100,000 in the last 100 days, your system won't work. You need to change your system. And this is the framework. Okay. You've got to understand the state. What is the state of the problem? State the problem. Where is the big problem? What's the bottleneck? Is it you? Is it your marketing? Is it your sales? Is it your people? Is it your talent, or is it your skill level? Okay. You need to know the state. Okay. Now, once you know the problem and you can state that problem, now you have to come up with a structure for it. You have to restructure it in a new way that works. Again, did you make $100,000 or $30,000 a month for the last 3 months? If not, you need a new structure. Okay. And I'm going to give you that in a few minutes. And then you've got to figure out, okay, so if we have a new structure, what is my solution? What is it I'm solving? And then how do I sell it, right? Or put it out there, okay? That's all you have to do. Remember, I said everything goes in fours. So this is the 4S framework. And this is what's really common. By the way, if you're not familiar with that 4S framework, it's very common in consulting circles. So I used to consult for very high-level corporations, $200 billion companies. And when you're working with corporations, we use the 4S framework a lot, but it still means that it works. And so you can still use it in an entrepreneurial business. Okay. So don't think what you did in corporate doesn't apply here. The reason we're so successful is you mix the two. Okay. Most people know one or the other. So to know both, that's when you kind of have that hybrid blend. And that's why we accelerate your growth and your learning. Okay. So you've got the 4S. Now we're going to have to pinpoint your profits. Where do your profits come from? That's what we're going to talk about. If you want a profit call and you want to see exactly where you need to focus, I'll tell you. Okay. And so there's a formula, and it's a recipe. Okay. Think of a recipe. What is in a formula? Okay. If you're going to bake something, I can't cook, but I can bake really well. So what do you need? You need the right ingredients, right? And you need a container. You don't just have, eggs and flour and mix it on the counter, right? You need a bowl, a container for it. Okay. So you need to know, what are the ingredients that you need to focus on in your business? What's the container? How are you going to offer that? Is it a course? Is it a program? Is it a VIP day? Is it a live event? Is it a virtual event? Is it through emails, right? You have to know, what is your container? Most of you aren't using the right container to reach your number. Okay. And then what is the order structure? Right? You don't, put the dough in the pan and then frost the cake before you put it in the oven, right? You frost afterwards, okay, when it's cooled down a little bit, otherwise it runs all over. And so it's important to know the order structure. I'm going to show you, when I show you the $100,000 in your business, I'm going to show you the order structure you need to do these changes in. Because if you do it in the wrong order, you're going to have a complete mess. You're going to waste money and time. Okay. And then you have to know the metrics. What are the numbers? Like, what specifically do I need to do? How many do I need to do? When do I need to do it? Is this a daytime event or a nighttime event? Can I do this anytime? Who do I do it to? How do I find them? Right. You have to be able to track everything. Right. And if you think about it, that's where the code comes in again. Right. So is this making sense to you guys? I'm talking really fast because I'm super excited to get to show you how this will work, how I will show you how I pull $100,000 off of a real business. Okay. And so this is it. It's the clock, right? If you're ready, if it's time for you to find that $100,000 in your business, it's going to take me 45 minutes to get you around the clock and show you all the different pieces. You can go to meetconnie.com, get on my calendar right now, or just type #profits and my team will connect with you and they'll get you all connected so you can pick a time. Okay. It doesn't matter to me, by the way, if you're a brand new business, like a baby business, okay, is what we call it. If you're a baby business, if you're adolescent business, maybe you've been doing this 3 to 5 years, but you're just not making the money you wanted. Or if you're a senior adult business, you've been doing this for a long time, but maybe as an adult business, you know, people get older, they get a little slower, okay? Maybe that adult business, which used to do really well, has been stagnant for quite a while. Right? And I know you can go out to a number of very famous places and have them do all this stuff for you. And I can also tell you it's going to cost you starting at about $140,000, because I'm in those circles, okay, to do what I'm going to do for free in 45 minutes, okay? So, again, there's nothing I have to sell you today. I just want you to see you can do this, because when I talk 100,000 in 100 days, I could sit here and say, okay, you guys need to get leads. Okay, you guys need to do this. Okay, you guys need to do this. And then I didn't show you anything. And your time here would be wasted. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like, what the results are going to look like, and what you get. And then can you do this? Because it's not about doing it. That's easy, right? I can do that blindfolded. But you don't believe it, right? You just probably don't believe you could earn $100,000 in 100 days, especially if you haven't done it. But if you have a step-by-step recipe with only 4 ingredients and a simple process, right? You know what the metrics are, like what temperature the stove has to be. You know what the container is. You know what ingredients, not a whole bunch of them. It's only going to be a handful that you need. And let's go, right? Mix it up and let's go. So let me show you how this looks, and then I'm going to take you through an actual example because it's time to profit. There are 12 areas that we're going to look at, okay? I gave you those 4 leverage places, right? Capital, labor, code, and media. That's it, right? Again, back to our 4 square methodology. And within that, this is where we form our cube, right? There's 3 different areas in each that we're going to focus on, and that's all you need to know. Now, some of you could do all of them. Some of you might only need 3 or 4 because you've got the rest figured out, right? I don't know out of the 12 how much of those you have already figured out, okay? But usually what I find is that what you're wanting to do, what you're wanting to sell, and the service doesn't match how you're putting it out there. Like maybe you're really good at what you do and it's a great service or feature, but what you're putting out there to get people to come to you doesn't match. Does this make sense? And that's why you're missing it. Let me give you a very clear visual example, okay, of what I'm talking about. Take a look at this ad, right? Can you see that? There's 3 girls. If you can't see it, if you're not watching, come to your screen real quick. Tell me if you love it. And there's 3 girls there. And what are they selling? They're selling their pony. That says pony for sale. And it says, great with kids. That's the sign on the pony, right? It's like your offer. It's like, oh, it's so good. It really works. It's amazing. But the look of what you're putting out there, your messaging, how you're saying it, the methodology says something else. Because if you look at these 3 girls, if you look really closely, they're all totally beat up, aren't they? Like they got bloody knees and bandages there and crutches and casts, and they've got their jaws wired shut. They're a mess, right? Hey, the offer's good. I'd take the pony. It's probably cheap, okay? But look what it did. So do you see how that's a cross message? Now, my question is, are you guys sending out cross messages like that? You say your stuff is great, but how you're delivering it, how you show up, do you show up? Are you consistent, not consistent? Or do you get online every other month and talk about how, oh, it's so hard. I'm so beat up. Okay, it's not going to work. Okay, or you're complaining, that something cost you $20 and yet you're trying to sell something for 6 figures. Okay. Watch out for that. Now I just got your reticular activating system going, and I want you to watch this week as you're on social media. Okay. See how many people do this, right? They're trying to sell a pony and they're totally beat up. Okay. So if you haven't seen it, look at this, get this in your head. Don't be this person, right? You need to have a congruent message. And this is what I'm going to show you. This is why it's so easy to make the 100,000. Now, of course, if you want the replay to see the whole part, and you can watch what I'm going to show you right now over and over and over again, go ahead and type #replay, because you only get the replay when you're here live. Now, so let me continue. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is the clock. Okay, so I want you to look at the clock and each marker, right? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? 12. Those are the 12 profit points in the plan. Okay, so it's all based on leverage. The capital, the labor, the code, and the media. And so when we do this, again, type hashtag profits if you want to guarantee. My guarantee is you will find $100,000 in your business. You and I will sit down, take me less than 45 minutes to do it. All you have to do is type hashtag profits to get it. Okay. And let me show you about the singularity effect. I'm going to show you what this means, and I'm going to give you a real life case study example. Okay. So singularity effect means we're looking at one thing. We're just looking at one thing. And we're looking at how does that one thing affect everything else. So we have a micro focus and it produces macro profits. And what do we focus on? We look at those 12-hour markers of the clock, right? And so I've been doing this for over 20 years. My team and how we've done this with our software, over 5,000 clients over the last 10 years. And we don't miss. We haven't paid out a guarantee. Okay. So, but what happens is when we look at those 12 areas, here's what really happens. When you look at the 12 areas, it's this way. Okay. Each focus point will produce about a 20 to 80% increase in your revenue and profits, right? So you don't necessarily need all 12. You might have some of them done, but if you just took 3 or 4 areas and you knew it could increase your bottom line 20 to 80%, that's awesome. What if you just did one? That's cool. What if the compound effect came into place? Remember that penny that turned into $5.8 million or $5.3 million? That's the compound effect. And that's what happens when you implement the singularity effect, because now you take only 4 leverage points and you can increase your revenue and profits 20 to 80%. And here's what it looks like. Okay. I'm going to work with you and then we're going to do it all online. You're going to see all the changes in every single one of those areas. Okay. And then it's going to result in a profit and a revenue increase. If I can't find $100,000 revenue increase, then I'll give you something. I don't even know what, because I've never had to pay up. Okay. So here's how it looks. Now I'm gonna have to put on my glasses. I don't know if you guys can see this well enough. I'm gonna have to go real close. Okay. This is a business that we had worked with, Heavenly Jewelry. And if you look on here, the current revenue at that time starting was $200,000. Okay. That was $250,000 was their current annual revenue. Okay. Now what we did is we looked at those 4 leverage points and then we made changes, strategic changes in certain areas that needed it or that were lacking, and whichever ones would have the biggest increase. So this is one of them. Okay. We looked at the digital marketing and what changes could we make in digital marketing? Well, guess what? The 1-year profit increase on that was $54,930, and the increased revenue was $9,300. Now, I want you to know that I took it down, right? It's not based on the 20 to 80% that you could do. I took it down with what if it only increased 3% instead of 20 to 80%. So for you guys, it'll all be 20 to 80%. But what if I didn't want to blow it out of the water, right? Because the way it really is, that's how you get $1 million business. But I'm just showing you 100,000. Okay. And on these, I use between 3 and 5% improvement. I changed it down. Okay. I kind of downgraded it just so that you'd say, okay, I could do that. Like if you were, I'm assuming you're so new, you don't even know what to do. Okay. And like maybe you have nothing in, digital marketing or whatever, and you only get a 3% improvement. Okay. That's going to give you right there a little over another 60,000 just by doing a little micro focus on your digital marketing. Okay. Now we took this. Now, also, I want you to keep in mind, this is a brick and mortar business. This is not even an online business, which scales 10 times faster than a brick and mortar. Okay. So now what if we focus on leads? How many of you need a better focus on leads? Okay. So if we look at the overall impact from leads, it's another $55,000 in profit and another almost $11,000 in revenue. So 5% and 11% increase in the bottom line. Now, another area that Betty needed help in was dominating the market. We talk about this all the time, right? We say you have to distinguish, you have to disrupt, and you have to dominate your market. And she didn't have a market dominating position. So we had to put that in place. And what did that do? $20,000 increase in revenue, $60,000 increase in profits. Okay. So now hopefully you're adding all this up. Okay. Next thing we always talk about is iconic premium offer. You need an iconic premium offer, something that's really going to sell. It's totally different from everybody else. We have a unique way of showing you how to do that. So she didn't have anything that made her stand out. It wasn't really that compelling. But then we just implemented 3% changes, right? Micro focus, just a little tiny change of 3%. Okay. And that increased her profits there, $53,168 in profit and extra $6,335 in revenue. So it's a 3 and a 6% increase. And you can see the blue to the green in the charts, how much difference that happens. And that's just in a year. Okay. So there's another area that we focused on for her. And there were 5 areas out of the 12 that we focused on, not all 12. Okay, not the whole, what we call dozen. I call them the 12 apostles, actually. So we didn't do all the apostles, but we did 5. Okay. And then we also looked at, what else do we talk about? High ticket offers. You have to increase your prices. Okay. Which means increasing your value. And you'd think of the jewelry store, they'd be high enough, but it really wasn't. And so just by focusing on the price increase, it was another $60,000 in profit and another $10,000 in revenue, a 4% and a 20% increase. Okay, so what did that do for her? Let's take a look. When we simplified everything, we systemized it, got really micro-focused, then we can scale, right? And so where she started, hopefully you can see the numbers better, started at $250,000. 1 year, gross revenues were $412,000. So it's $162,000 increase in revenue just by doing, in this case, 5 little micro focus changes. Okay, just in those areas. Now there's a total of 12, right? 3 pillar areas, and then 3 in each of the pillars. And so that's the 12. So her current profit, right? Even though a lot of people can have a lot of revenue, their profit that they take home sometimes isn't good enough. And so her profit was only $50,000. And we increased that. So her new profit was $153,000. So let me show you that. So her profit increased $153,971. That's a 208% increase. 200%. What could you do with yours, right? She was only taking home $50,000. She tripled that just by making those 5 little micro changes. And what our technology does is it shows us exactly which ones to do, in what order, when, right? And that's part of the recipe that we were talking about. So the question is, how would you like that? What if just a couple little changes from these, what I call the 12 apostles, if there are 12 areas that you could increase your business, and we could tell you which ones to do first and next, you could have a growth in your business like Betty, $162,000 in more revenue and $153,000 in profit. Because what do we say, right? Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. You want to make sure that you have the profit. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is what I want to offer for you guys today is What if you could know exactly which levers to pull in your business and how much to pull them, right? Without adding any extra ad spend. This is no ads, okay? Not even $10 a day ads or anything like that, okay? It's just knowing where to look and where to pull and in what order, okay? Now, on top of that, I don't know if I can do this. I am not so great at this, but I'm going to try and show you and also show you that, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to try and share my screen. Okay, I'm going to try and share something here. I'm going to share this screen so you also see what you get, okay? In our 45 minutes together, not only do you get to know where and what, but then we give you the whole report, like we gave Betty. Let me just scroll down to the report part of it. Okay, you're going to have everything, a whole roadmap of exactly what you need to do, right? And you know what stages you need to do, where you need to do that, and then we're going to go through and look at all of the different areas, what to do in what order, and I hope you guys can see this. It looks like you guys can see this. Okay. And what's the impact of each, right? Because not only does each one have its own independent impact, but you also have an impact of not doing it, right? What if you don't do this? What happens to you? If she didn't do any of this, she'd lose out $103,000 in profit. Boom, right there. That's her $100,000, right? The value of her business would drop by $100,000 if she didn't do that. Okay. And then looking at that, just that first year, okay, with those few changes, what's the impact? Okay. And then you scale that, right? But first you have to get your business in a position that you actually know what to do and how to do it, right? So that's what I want to share with you guys today. Is it's so easy to add $100,000 in 100 days, starting in 3 days. Well, today's 103 days, but okay, maybe you need a couple days to get that appointment in real quick. Okay, and then you're on your 100K in 100 days, and you can have that $100,000 in your bank account by Christmas. What would that do for your Christmas? Right? What would that do for your family? What would that do for your business? How would you start the new year off if you knew you just raked in $100,000? It would change your world, right? How much of your bills could you pay off? Could you pay off a quarter of your house, right? Could you, well, depending on your taste in cars, you could almost buy a new car, right? So I was just looking at RVs. Oh my God, they're $200,000. So like, you want to look at your business as the vehicle to fund your lifestyle. When you need a new car, go put out a new promotion, a new offer, right? Don't feed your business, let your business feed you. And now if you have these tools, you know exactly what to do, in what order, right? And how much it'll get you in the end. So this is what we call results in advance. With the singularity effect, you know before you ever start exactly how much money you're going to make. Okay. So then you go, well, that's worth my time. That's worth my investment. I will do that. Right. But if you don't know specifically exactly how it's going to show up in your bottom line, what do? We pull back, we stop doing it. Okay. So I would love to share your business profit profile with you. Okay. I want to pinpoint it for you and show you exactly what it looks like. Okay. So that is the thing. I guarantee I will find $100,000 in your business. And all you have to do is ask. Okay. If you need the replay, go ahead and get the replay. But most of all, just type profits. Okay. I will pinpoint your profits. I'll show you the recipe and the framework and everything that you need to do. And all you have to do is type profits, and we will reach out to you this week and get you on my schedule this month. And normally for me to do these, it's $1,500. Okay. I just want you to know I am not charging anybody for that. Okay. So as long as you get it in, in September and you have your appointment in September, there is absolutely no charge. Okay. That includes the 17-page report at the end, everything. Okay. All you have to do is type #profits, make sure your appointment is in by the end of September. And it's totally free because I know you guys can do it. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you're ready, tell me, give me a thumbs up. Tell me what you thought of today. Was it beneficial for you? If you missed any of it, type #replay. If you want to know, where's the $100,000 in my business? I'm just getting started. What do I need to do? I can show you no matter where you are in your business. Obviously, the numbers are a lot bigger if you're a bigger business and you can, scale it a lot faster. But I'm not talking about making $1 million here. I'm talking about 100,000 by the end of the year. That's all. Piece of cake. You guys can do this. You just have to believe and type #profits and we'll take care of you. See you guys next week.